Hi, welcome back to the channel. Gonna do another Sunday Scores video. I got some good stuff. Things are piling up. I actually got this camera stand. Just got it at Goodwill yesterday or the day before. It's pretty sweet. My old one's pretty broken. A customer, someone I used to know off and on for the last 20 years. He just came in and I did his bike up. It's also way too tall of a seat mast, and I cut an inch of it off so you get his dropper post lower. He's going to pick that up and he dropped off a bike box, so that's really cool. It's like a kind of a wider, shorter one. Hopefully it'll come in handy for a frame or frame and wheels or whole bike. Gary today at the old salvage sales, and he gave me one of his new shirts, double extra large BMX Bike Museum shirt. That's always fun. I love his shirts. I think I only have one, and it's the BMX logo but in hot pink and stuff, so this is cool. I like it. Wear it all the time. I have one in yellow too that's like really nice, and I only wear to like fancy events. My yellow BMX Bike Museum shirt. So like I think I'll wear it out to like the bar or something, like on a birthday party. I don't wear it here so it doesn't get covered in grease and stains. I went to the old salvage sale. We went and got burritos. I did not go to the bike farm. But then that customer gave me the bike box. He just came and donated a bag of stuff too, which I'm excited about. I have no idea what's in it. Should we look at it first? I think so. Here is the bag of stuff he donated. So it's just stuff that's sitting in his way in his parts pile forever. He's never going to do anything with. Here is part of a seat. It's a 31/6 post. Maybe the top's in there. If not, it'll make a great frame builder dummy post because I don't have a 31/6. People have got modern e-bikes. Here is a black, generic, probably came on his bike stem. It's not too long, and it's a little positive rise, and it's 31/8. It's a good thing to have. Here's a silver Moots titanium stem. This is wild to get donated. A lot of used tie stems still go for $200, $250. This might be worth more than what I charged him for his bike thing. This is wild. This is a very nice thing to give to somebody. It says Moots right on it. It looks like it's got regular steel bolts, which is hilarious for tie stems. Usually tie stuff comes with tie, I guess, or a lot of stems will have tie bolts to make them lighter. This is light. This is nice. This is very well welded. Aluminum faceplate. Wild. If you got a Moots and you're looking for a 31/8 threadless stem, let me know. Wow. I'm a little scared. If I would have known that was there, I probably would have asked him like 5 times if he was sure. Fair Cycle seat post extender spare parts. I think this is to this. Sure looks like it could be for this seat post. Something about an extender though. I don't know what that jive is. Carbon fiber bottle cage with white. No one likes white stuff, but everyone makes white stuff for roadies and they don't like it. They don't know how it scares. Throw it in my bottle cages. One old whatever cheapy road front skewer. Got rid of all my skewers. It's nice to have one. This is ridiculous. Carbon fiber Stella Italia, made in Italy, paper thin, super lightweight seat post for a seat. It's got a little wear in the leather right there. It's flat and weird. It's got a big hump right in the one spot where most things have a cutout. I don't know. It's got tie rails. This thing weighs nothing. Oh boy. This is funny. SRAM Rival road cranks, compact, 46, 36, 11 speed. 175s. They're not light. Rivals are expensive, so that's red. I think I have some SRAM Rival derailleurs. Might match this on the eBay pile. And SRAM Rival double these hydraulic brake? Must be the shift cables. They're huge and weird. It says Hydro R. Hydraulic tram rival. Double tap. That's all it says. I don't know. Maybe it's 11 speeds. The other stuff is. Maybe I'll play with it. Maybe someone wants this stuff. It's cool, weird. People into stuff I'm not into. I don't know. Roadie stuff. That's cool. It's a cool free bag of stuff. I will probably put most of the stuff around eBay. Kind of nice. I got this, which I could have used so bad. I built this whole place out. I used a tiny little level I got from Goodwill and like a book and like a random ruler I had sitting around to like build all the benches in here and hang all the boards, hang all the tools and shelves. And I really the whole time was like, God, I wish I had a speed square. God, I wish I had a speed square. There's like so many things you can do with these. Every once in a while you see like those little shorts on the internet of people using these for crazy things. I need to go watch some of them. This is cool. I want one. I need one. My sister closed on the duplex in Vancouver. I just got the text. They accepted the offer, blah, blah, blah. The people from the bank came out and said the house is worth what the loan is for. She's getting the loan. She got the keys on the first. I've already told her I'm willing to move to the other side. So it's in Vancouver. It's not Portland. Portland's too much for me. I'm an old man. I don't like it being crowded. I don't like all the people and crowd traffic. I don't like going out and doing stuff. I think Vancouver would be nicer. I really only drive to come to work and go to salvage sales. And technically it's closer to Sunday salvage sales by like a mile and a half. It's just on the other side of the river. So I will need this because I'm going to have to get a giant tough shed and build it out. I'll probably build some sort of shed risers platform for to sit on, so I don't have to pour a whole concrete slab, or I might pour a whole concrete slab. I'm going to put my old 1960 pickup up for sale. I don't know if anyone will buy it. I'm going to ask what it's worth, which is probably way too much, and see, and if I get the money, I'm going to buy a fancy tough shed. If I don't get the money, I'm going to see if I can get financed for one. Because the payments, everyone's like, it's a rip-off, it's 4 years, it's, $300 a month for 4 years. And the interest is too high. Yeah, I pay $500 a month for this space. So it's cheaper than that, and after 4 years, I pay nothing. So I might try and do that. Costco has one really cheap as a kit. I like building things. I have free time. I might order the Costco kit the cheapest way, but I have to figure out how to finance it or take a loan from the bank or get a credit card. I haven't had one in years. I'm happy not having a bunch of debt other than my student loans. I don't make enough money to pay anything on those, so can't bleed a rock. Anyways, that's neither here or there. I'm excited. It's gonna happen. Get that speed square. When Sunday salvage, these tubes been sitting there for like weeks and weeks. No one's grabbed them. They're two brand new Continental 29er tubes in the box. I grabbed them. I paid $50 this whole bag. I offered him 40, and he said, 50. He always thinks I'm trying to rip him off, so he always wants more than what I offer. Even if I'm like, dude, there's like 2 tubes in something on the free box. Like, I'll give you $10. Like, 20. I grabbed another one of these Suntour derailleurs. They are new old stock. Most of them are in the bag. But they're for 25-4 bar clamp, which is like old Schwinn, or 25-4 C clamps, like old Schwinn only. But I have a couple other Suntour things that don't have the bolt. So really, I grabbed them just for that bolt. Remember, I'll take this little cute pinch bolt out too. That would be the same for a lot of bikes. And recycle it. I got 3 of these up on eBay and no one cares. Last week I got a bunch of cables that looked like they were galvanized, so I left them there. I got a couple. A couple of them I just threw into my soak tank. So I used to soak flux off of bikes. Been there over a week, there's not a speck of rust, so I think they're actually maybe just some sort of dry lube or some other slick lube dried finish that makes them look galvanized instead of stainless. So I grabbed the rest today. One set of just cheapo Pro Max V-brake levers. Why not? I mostly only have flat bar levers, so I hoard them. They're sitting there. They already have the reusable bead tie on them, which is my favorite. I grabbed them. I knew I'm going to be paying the same 40 or 50 bucks no matter what. Carl came up and gave me this magnetic angle finder. These are cool. I have one, but this one's cool. It's made for tubing, and mostly use it for frame roller type stuff. I do have a digital one. I like better and it's more accurate, but These are good to have, especially in a pinch. I can never find anything, so I already have one up here, but I'll have a second one up here. So pro, so boss. Got one of these seat clamps. I never use them. I collect them like crazy for cheapo seat posts. They pile up until I get sick of them and I put them out in a free box. And then as soon as I do that, I need one. So there's a brand new one. They're $5 brand new, but I don't have to pay that $5. I got it in case I need it. Today was tool day. I got some very expensive tools. Pedros like third hand tool. I think this is the only one anyone likes, third hand or fourth hand or whatever. I don't have, I think I do have one. I have a Hosann one on my bench. I think I have another Pedros one, but I grabbed it. Some other like mechanic-y tools. This is like a thick stainless steel little pry bar kind of guy. This might come in handy for some stem quill clamps or something. I don't know, I'll grab it, I'll try it. Otherwise it'll go in my bin of tools and never be used. Here's another big pry bar-y stainless thing. It's kind of like the Nitto one, but huge. This might work for some stems or whatever. I don't know. We're about to start doing some, we're gonna do some remodeling on this duplex. We found out the Butcher Box countertops are like $300 because our kitchens are small, so like 6 feet of the entire counter with the sink cut out. So we're gonna talk to one of our friends who does a lot of contractor work. He makes some cool cutting boards. We're like, hey, do you have scraps? Can you make us some small countertops out of your scraps for about the same money? Especially if we come in and help. You're gonna have to show us how to do it. He's been saying he wants to do a project with us for a while. Just come and hang out at the shop and do a project. So we might, if not, we'll buy some new Butcher Block countertops and I'll put those in. My sister wants a new sink. I'll take the old good sink. The sink in my apartment is like really shallow and weird. It's like not for a house. I got these Modolo Flash new old stock in the bag brake set. I've had these for months. I got one set of these, like the lower end Modolo. They're silver in old stock. I got a set of these the day they came out months and months and months ago. Put them on eBay. They sat on eBay for 3 months. Finally sold for $40. So I grabbed a few more. I'll put them up on eBay. I'll sit on in case someone else ever wants to buy them. Got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sets of them. Remember last week when I found that single Avid with the gray Tektro? I'm like, I don't know. I'll just hold on to it. I'll throw it on my workbench. I'll just sit on it. I don't know where it is. Maybe it's on the other bench. I'll just sit on it for a week or two in case the other one pops up. It popped up. So I got it and I have the pair. If I can find the other one, which is probably in this mess somewhere. Yeah, it was tool day. I got a Park 1718 cone wrench. Looks like it's never been used. It's a weird size I might never use, but he's buying them new. I think I got 3. There was like 4 or 5. Well, some other guys grabbed some. Pedros chain checker. It's got a chain hook. It's got a double chain checker. It explains how it's used. It's got a chain ring bolt thing on the other side. It's got a hole to hang it. 3 of these bad boys. Very exciting. Brand new in the box. They sell these up front for like $15. Park 15mm pedal wrench with the chain built in. Brand new. Brand new. Wild. This was just in there. I have one of these. I use it all the time. It's great. It's the Park Tools chain whip tool with the freewheel / cassette remover driver on the other side. So you can use these to use one to hold the cassette and the other one to hold the tool and break it free. I have one. What if it breaks? What if I need it? What if I decide to have another sale? I want to thin out my tools. I have way too many tools right now. Got a pump strap in orange. It's extra long. It's cool. Here is another. I didn't even see these. I don't know how I got in my bag. Whatever. Another set of flat bar end plugs, which are very hard to find for some reason. You always find road, not flat. And a couple M6 bolts for absolutely no reason. They don't throw these plugs. So that's 2 weeks in a row I got a set of those. This is cool. It's a weird little thin machinist Inca ruler, stainless steel. It's in metric. It's 2 identical rulers, so I can cut this in half if I wanted to. I have no idea what the rest is for, but it goes up to 150 millimeters. This stuff's great for like, I think my jig doesn't have any references on it. I might cut this out and double-sided tape this onto my jig for setting up the height of my bottom bracket drop or whatnot. Like, it's good for tools like that. I got this handmade Tony Pereira fork rake checker tool, so you can like set your rake. He stamped it. You can kind of see his marks, but this would be a lot better to cut this out and super glue it on or do something. So I know what the rake actually is. He's got 50, 60, 70 stamped. And some really fine lines in between, but it's hard to see. These things will rust. You'll try and clean it off. Up here, it's also got a ruler built in, but you can barely see it at all. So maybe one of these up here, maybe one down there. This tool's real handy. It's got a nice flat black back and the oval for the fork blade. So you get the fork blade in here, and it's sitting only the only way it can, so you know what your rake is. So it's great for double checking after you rake a fork to make sure it's right where you want it to be. I paid 20 bucks for this homemade tool. It is amazing. I used to have one of these that made out of plywood. Kind of sucked, but it sort of did the same thing. But this is cooler. It's heavier and colder on your hands. 2 brand new things of bar tape. This Salsa bar tape in white and this Bone Traeger in purple. Someone else grabbed the purple. I was like, oh, I'll grab the Salsa then. And they put the purple back. You're nuts. Bar tape is 20 bucks new at the store. Like, I want free. I have 20 or 30. I don't do drop bars that often, but I still do it once in a while. And instead of running out to the store and buying $20 bar tape every time I do a drop bar, I can go to my little pile and grab one that I got for free. It's so nice. White and purple. I started digging through this stuff, and Wingnut, this guy from Korea who's there and is hard to deal with, he came up and was all jealous and started digging through. So I was like, trying to get stuff, and he was grabbing stuff. I'm like, I was just grabbing stuff without really looking. I don't know where these came from. Someone else picked them up and then said, hey, you'd want these, and gave them to me. Holy shit, guys. These are Campagnolo Pista pedals. These are vintage, 70s, early 80s, 9/16 Campy track pedals with the correct dust caps. They're a little rusty and crusty. These are so hot. These are so hot. These are worth $100 as is on eBay right now. And the stuff they throw away is wild. I have brand new pedal spindles for these, and I think I have the cones, so there's nothing wrong with these. You can put brand new spindles and cones in, but they feel fine. And they're rusty and crusty and match. I have these like kind of crusty Mike Pista wheels. God, I got those Campy track hubs. Pull out, put in something. I have a really, I don't know what it is. It looks like an old Chinelli, but it's probably an Italia Vega or some other Italian thing. But it's got the exact same patina as these. But the chrome's like all super rusty. This is gonna look so hot on this as a fixed gear. Or have an old track bike. I could put these on. I do have an 80s Italian track frame. Or I might put them on eBay because they're worth too much. But they're so crusty, I kind of want to use them. I don't know what I'm going to do. This is hot. This is worth 50 bucks. I paid for all this junk. So I did get a pretty good score. Pretty good. There was one short stem in there. All their customers do is walk in and ask for short upright stems. Everyone's bars are too long. Everyone wants to be closer in. They have none inside. Inside they have nothing but like 110 to 130 road stems. Bins over. I was like, dude, you gotta thin that shit out. Just get rid of it. Like, no one wants it. Keep like 3 nice ones. Recycle the rest. You get so much donated every day. All you want to see short ones. Everyone's digging for the short ones. There are no short ones. They're always putting short ones in salvage sale. Totally nuts. So I got a nice little short stem. It's a 60, 10-degree rise. It's the Bone Traeger. It doesn't matter. Someone's gonna come. This is the first stem I'm gonna sell out of those bins. This is all anyone's looking for. So that is hot. Oh, here's another one of those Pedro's tire checkers. I guess I got 4 of them. They have a bucket of old Mayfac stuff. Got donated. I went through. I found one more new old stock bar clamp with a new old stock nut. So I pulled it out. One more shop bench tool. It's a little small 3-way, which is nice to have. It's covered in tape for reasons. They used to color their tool benches. They had so many tools. So I grabbed that. They're always nice to have. At the end, there's some really bad V-brakes in a bucket, and no one wanted them, but they all had the bolts floating around the bottom of the bucket. I always get brakes from them, like these guys, for instance, which are always missing the bolts. Always, I grab every bolt they come by, because I'm always finding nice brake sets that are missing the bolts. So I can bolt up. I think I got 3 or 4 sets. I can bolt up all of these brakes. One weird leather strap. I don't know. I grabbed it. Another tool, maybe it's a drywall saw. It might be a wood saw. It's probably a drywall saw, but like a little, it's Milwaukee branded. A little hand saw. It's free, I grab. In that pile of Mayfac stuff has been throwing lots of other stuff lately. It's a really dirty Tiagra Road Triple 31.8 front derailleur 9-speed. No one cares about front derailleurs because of one by, except for people who do triples. A lot of tandem guys, recumbent guys, mountain bikey guys, like guys who aren't hip, who just like ride their bikes. I've always been looking for triples. So it's, even though it's dirty, it's in good shape, I grabbed it. This is the first thing I saw, a bunch of rear derailleurs that are all dirty, all strapped together. A really wrecked on scruffy Ultegra. I will probably just recycle it, but I have a clean Ultegra that's missing the pulleys. Steal these pulleys. Here's a much newer, like 11-speed or maybe 10-speed Ultegra. It's slightly dirty. It is not scruffy. It's nice. Here's another even newer Ultegra. It's got one little scruff, like no wear on the pulleys. It's a little dirty, a lot dusty. They're all short cage, so they're all going to go on eBay. Do not care. Most people don't care. That shop is full of short cage stuff because no one cares. Another tool, I got a Park red spoke nipple turning tool. Always grab that stuff. You never find it when you need it. There's one bottom bracket. I grabbed it. I dug it out. I didn't have time to look because old wing nut was in there digging. So it's a Sagino English threaded bottom bracket. All right, I thought it might be campy, so I had to grab it. So I don't even know if there's any wear. So far, the cones look great. I wonder what cranks these were to. There was one set of Sagino Mountain triple cranks in the other bin. I wonder if they're for them. It's missing the lock ring, but I have zillions of those. I wonder if it's for those cranks. Anyways, I got lots of stuff. I'll probably never use it. I just do, you know, sealed cartridge stuff, like everybody know. All right, here is a Shimano 105 gray era 8-speed. Front derailleur, it has tons of chain wear. It is complete and total recycling. I'll steal the bolts off of it. So I like these tapered, bike-specific bolts, where everything else, you know, looks like a hardware store bolt. It is nice to keep original-looking stuff on nice old parts instead of just throwing a hardware store bolt, which works fine, but just doesn't look quite as cool to me. Sorry, 105 derailleur. Sorry someone doesn't know how to shift and their chain was just rubbing both the inside and the outside's almost cut all the way through, just grinding. It's doing thousands of miles, your chain is grinding. People do that. One nice new old stock straddle cable. You can't even get these things anymore. I think Diacomp sells some sometimes. These things are worth their weight in gold. New old stock, just always throw it in the salvage. Place is a weird place, man. A Schwinn quality threadless top cap. I could not. It's dumb. I don't care. I wanted it. Another chrome, pretty Mayfac bolt. I found a single cantilever spring in the Mayfac stuff. This might be from, I have a set of crusty old Mayfac candies that someone else got. And I talked them out of. And it was missing one of these springs. I found a bag of these someplace. I just found this one. I bought a new old stock set for way too much money on eBay. But if I can make a crusty matching set, that's exciting. And also these springs get damaged sometimes, and so there's no way of tensioning or adjusting them. So you have a damaged one, other than bending the spring or changing the springs out to try and equalize them to make ones that match. There's nothing you can do, so extra is great. It's going to be for the rusty, crusty 1960 Allegro. What else? There's one chain ring. I grabbed it. It is 5-bolt. This could be 8 or 9 speed. This is 9 speed right on it. It is new old stock. It's dirty, but it has never had a chain ring tightened down to it. It has never had a chain on it. It's the middle position for a triple. The ring is always worn out, always on everything. So that's exciting. We'll always need that ring. Oh, these crazies. Giant bucket inside of cheap used water bottle cages that no one wants. Here's a Velo orange one, a nice stainless Velo orange one. These clean right up, they're stainless. What are you gonna do? They don't go bad. I need one for my new handmade bike, which I'm going to build today after this video. I said I'm not gonna wait for paint. I don't care. I might want to make some changes anyways. I slapped my stickers right over it. It's like sanded the raw steel. Slap my stickers on it. I'm gonna get this rack done. We got a swap meet on Saturday. Swap meet, it's the best. I'm gonna get this rack done. I'm gonna take my mod bikes to the swap meet. I'm not gonna take parts. I'm just gonna show up. Like, boom, here's bikes I've modified, frames for sale. Boom, I'm a frame builder. I modify stuff. Try to get the word out there to some kids. And I want this bike riding. And I'm gonna put this on it. So that's exciting. I just did the big VO order. I did not order a bottle gauge. Another Brooks saddle wrench. A thing I don't know what it is. It's a tiny Allen wrench on a handle. It's probably some part of some tool. It's red anodized. I don't know. Someone else was trying to grab this. I think Wingnut came up. He was trying to grab it out of my hand, so I fought him for it. I said no. They were trying to ask me how much. I don't know. But this is some SRAM brand new. Not positive. This is brand new brake and shift housing. Probably enough for one bike. I have a ton. I don't care. Here is all the shift cables and housing that I didn't grab last week because I thought they're all galvanized. All these nice old 80s Diacomp ones. I don't know what this is, but it's got a ferrule. It's not a ferrule I'm familiar with. Road front. Pair of new old stock roads. Some of these might be galvanized. I have to really double check. Check out this crazy old French cable. Hand wound brass road cable head on it. This is weird and cool. I might just hang this on the wall. Never seen one with a brass head. It's another old, like really heavy duty wound one. This came on a lot of really high end 70s bikes. Came on some mountain bikes too. This is gorgeous. Another new old stock road. Here's two more sets of new old stock road. This is the Diacomp one with the special fat round aluminum ferrule. You need a bunch of like 90s Diacomp brake levers. You can't use a regular ferrule. There's not big enough. It's pushed right through. So you need this big fat one. And these are the ones that I thought were galvanized. So I grabbed a couple to cut these off, save these ferrules, but then threw them in the tank. I'm trying to remember to picture inside that tank. Sitting there for a week and they're not rusty. Anything that touches that tank, it's rusty instantly. So they're probably nice stainless. So I grabbed, once, these were there last week. You could have grabbed them last week. Once I started grabbing them, freaked out old Wingnut and started trying to grab them all. But just as them all, I think it's mostly sets. Some fronts, some rears. Very cool. One pair of these Shimano down tube adjusters. So they're just sitting there. I got tons of them, but they were just sitting there. Grabbed them. Whole bunch of Kenny / V-brake bolts. 4 or 5 sets worth. You know, the washers too. Digging around the Mayfac, I found one more Mayfac little cable hanger dude, and I found one more shiny chrome bolt. I made him a shiny chrome, I also made him in a dull galvanized finish. I made some uglier versions, so I always grab the shiny chrome ones too. So you get a nice set of Mayfac brakes, just replace all the ugly hardware. And these are all just washers, and another one of the Suntour bolts. So is that it? That is it. Last week I forgot to show you the piles of mess. And I got a saddle and some cable stops and some other stuff. I didn't even show you guys. I do want to show you something I just did that's really nerdy and cool though, if you want to see it. Check these bad boys out, my new bat bars. So these are a Nitto, like an old 80s Nitto, like bull moose style bar in black chrome. It's 22.2. It's old. Someone had cut them down pretty short, too short for me. I was like, come on, it's a couple inches off. I've been trying to think of something to do. I thought about replacing this entire bar with something. I even found one on the internet, a steel, like clunker bar, something about welding on here. And I realized I had this bar that I got last time at Sunday Salvage Show, so I wanted the brake levers off it. Just threw it in, it's like a flat 22.2 steel bar. I just threw it in the metal recycling. So I pulled this out. Cut the center section out. I cut most of the fatter part of the taper. Left a little bit of the taper on, a little bit of the angle, so that would be cool. You can barely tell. So I mitered this Nitto bar, cleaned the chrome off, and fillet brazed these dudes on. I left the ends hollow. Hello! A bar and shifter pod fits in these. I might put a bar and shifter on to be extra wing nutty. I think this will be for the Bridgestone free bike project because I already have a free bar and stem in there, but this is so much more fun. I'll probably bring it to the swap meet with an outrageous price on it. I might sell it because it's so big and ridiculous. I'll bring it out just to show people it's one of the things I can do. Braze some ends on. I just like guesstimated the angle, mitered one side, put this in, brazed it, and then came over and tried to make the other side match, which is the hard part. Just carefully try to get that miter to sort of hold it up until it looks about right. I took some measurements, from like the center bolt to the end here and here on both, and they're within 0.5 millimeter. And the really hard part was getting that miter lined up just right. I kept having to, I don't really have a big alignment table, so I kept holding it up and eyeballing it to make sure that the outline of this bar and the outline of this bar meet up. So it's probably within a degree, probably pretty much level and flat and about the same angle. They're close enough. I don't think I'll be able to tell, or also be able to tell. I think this Nitto bar is actually way more crooked than I did. So this thing is heavy. It's 72 centimeters centered center. It's wide. I think I'll really enjoy riding this bar. I've never had a wide enough bar. And it's cool. I laid some big fatty fillets in there. I never practiced my stacking dime fillets. I always mush them and heat them and flow them around. And so I kind of came in and did that, and it was a little annoying, and I kind of heated them and flowed them around. And I tried to kind of stack dimes after I like fully tinned the little braze. Just came back and built the big ugly ones. This one has a little low spot, a little high spot. The other side's pretty good, but I could probably file these out and make them look pretty dang good. Worst case, I could reheat this high spot and pull a little bit of low spots. It was hard to jig up. I just used like magnets and stuck magnets on my table and held them up and like, oh, I hope it'll work, and tacked it and got it up into the jig and just held it on my vise. Sprayed that side and flipped it over. It was fun. It was fun. Cool. This cool bike dude who came to my grand opening party, he's come around a few times, asked me questions. I ran him to the CCC. I run to bike farm at the CCC once in a while. He does Rock Lobster, which he just had like custom made like a year ago. He had the CCC to show it off. He brought me a bag of casters. Ooh, with a special wrench. These ones brand new in the bag. Big rolly casters, and then brought me a whole bunch of little bike hooks. He made like a rolling bike hook solution. I don't know what I'll ever do with these. I might use them. I'd love to try and use them. He brought me some stuff yesterday. And if I get them in time, I finally tracked down dark gold spoke nipples on the internet. I found some wheels manufacturing ones, but they come light most of the time. Every once in a while I do a batch in dark. They don't really differentiate. I emailed some people, and they're like, oh, I'll get them drop shipped. I don't know. I'm like, I'm not paying $47 top dollar for a drop ship product. You just make money by doing nothing. But I did find some other guy who had some for 15. Chaser brand, cheaper brand. I used to use their locking skewers. I realized they're kind of really tall, but he thinks he has enough threads and it should work fine. So I went through in the door slot of my wheel builder the other day. Yeah, they showed up Saturday morning. I got ordered on like a Wednesday. And I was like, please show up Saturday. I want the wheels done before this weekend. And my wheel builder said he's going to build the wheels today. I just don't like building wheels. I never got good at it. I never did it. I'm sure I could. I'm sure I could get very good at it really fast if I wanted. I have the concept. I've relaced wheels. I've done rim swaps. I've trimmed a billion wheels. I have detention wheels all the way down and then retension them up a bunch of times for like, cheapy store-bought wheels to make sure they actually hold up. Like, I'm pretty good with wheels. I just don't actually like lacing them. I don't know what's wrong with me. But they should be done today. That's why I cleaned up my frame. I have some customers coming any minute, but then I am going to start working on my frame. I'm going to at least press the headset in, maybe run the wire for the rear taillight, put the bottom bracket in, and the cranks. I cleaned up the cranks. I'll just grab them and show you. I got the cranks. This is like an early 90s mountain bike I bought just because the derailleurs and the cranks weren't scruffy. So the M730 Dior XT 7-speed cranks. There's no heel rub. Porkchop BMX has these chain rings custom made. It's a 36 tooth dark gold, so I switched the dark gold because it showed up that way. I found some dark gold single speed chain ring bolts. And I didn't want to do it on the front. I found these Sagino ones on the front. I just thought that was hotter. A little more old school, like Sagino BMX style chain ring bolt outers, the dark gold inner. So then you can see it in the offset with the ring in the front. You just be all lost, the gold on gold. It's silly. So the cranks, gotta find a steel cartridge bottom bracket. I know I have a zillion. And I got dark gold headsets, bar plugs, skewers. I got rotors, I got disc brakes. Got a ton of Velo Orange Silver stuff. I'm gonna try and get this bike. If I can get this bike built up and ride it a couple times before Saturday, oh, and get the rack finished, which needs 5-7 hours of work. I will ride all the frames on the front of my rack strapped to the handlebars of the rack down to that swap meet and show up in style. I have not used these decals on a bike. It's 2013, 25, more than a decade. So it's fun to finally put them on a bike again. Stickers are still holding up, they're sticking. So I enjoy these pictures of it, and maybe I'll do some bike build video too if I get this one edited tonight. Do what's the build tomorrow, and after I will do it. It'll be cool, and then we'll do like a little swap meet video on Saturday. It'll probably be a little short, but BMX Gary's gonna come and he's gonna hang out at my table and sell stickers and shirts and stuff. So that is it for my Sunday salvage sale so far, I think. Thanks for watching.